How llamas could revolutionize schizophrenia treatment. Imagine a world where schizophrenia, a debilitating mental health condition affecting millions, could be treated with a groundbreaking therapy derived from an unlikely source, the humble llama. But here's where it gets fascinating. French researchers have made a remarkable discovery that could revolutionize the way we approach schizophrenia treatment. By harnessing the power of llama antibodies, they've created a potential new treatment that's showing tremendous promise. But what exactly makes llamas the key to unlocking this breakthrough, and how does it work? Let's dive into the details. The researchers engineered tiny antibody fragments, known as nanobodies, which are small enough to cross the blood-brain barrier and target specific brain receptors. This is a crucial step, as many medications struggle to penetrate this barrier, reducing their effectiveness. In tests on mice, these nanobodies successfully corrected cognitive deficits observed in models of schizophrenia, demonstrating improved cognitive function with just a single injection. The effects were long-lasting, persisting for over a week. This raises an intriguing question. Could this innovative approach be the key to treating not just schizophrenia, but other neurological conditions as well? The findings suggest a promising new therapeutic avenue, pending human clinical trials. But here's the part that's sure to spark debate. What are the potential implications of using animal-derived treatments for human mental health conditions? On one hand, the prospect of alleviating suffering for millions of people is undeniable. On the other hand, some may raise concerns about the ethics of using animals in medical research. And this is the part most people miss. The use of nanobodies could potentially reduce the need for more invasive and risky treatments, making it a more appealing option for patients. As we consider the possibilities, we're left with a thought-provoking question. Are we on the cusp of a revolution in mental health treatment? And if so, what are the potential consequences? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think the use of llama-derived treatments is a step in the right direction? Or do you have concerns about the ethics involved? Share your opinions in the comments below. Revolutionary schizophrenia treatment. Llama-derived nanobodies show promise. Imagine a future where groundbreaking treatments for brain disorders come not from high-tech laboratories, but from an unexpected source. Llamas. Yes, you read that right. Creations inspired by llama biology could soon revolutionize how we treat schizophrenia. Intrigued? You should be, because this development could mark a radical shift in psychiatric medicine. Here's what's new. Researchers at the Institute of Functional Genomics in Montpellier, France, have developed a remarkable therapy using what are called nanobodies, tiny antibody fragments originally derived from llamas. These nanobodies aren't simply another attempt to reduce symptoms. Their ultimate goal is to directly target areas of the brain involved in the cause of schizophrenia. The brain is protected by a natural defense known as the blood-brain barrier, which keeps most large molecules, including many antibodies, out. This makes it extremely tough for drugs to reach the precise areas where they're needed most. The game changer? These llama-derived nanobodies are specially engineered to penetrate this barrier, reaching deep into the brain tissue and activating receptors that help regulate neural activity. For anyone wrestling with schizophrenia, this could be huge. Schizophrenia, which affects roughly 1 in 100 Americans, is a complex mental health condition that disrupts thinking, perception, emotions, and social skills. People often cycle between severe episodes and quieter periods, but one persistent struggle is difficulty focusing and other cognitive issues, challenges current treatments barely touch. Current standard care usually involves a mix of medication and talk therapy. While these provide some relief and help with daily living, they tend not to address the root cognitive problems. Worse, some medications can bring on significant side effects, an ongoing concern for many patients. This is where the conversation gets even more interesting. In careful preclinical testing with animal models mimicking schizophrenia, a single injection of the nanobody solution not only improved cognitive problems, but did so quickly and with effects that lasted for at least a week. The nanobodies also proved to be biodegradable and were linked to very limited side effects, a stark contrast to many existing antipsychotics. Now, here comes a twist that might surprise you. No llamas were harmed or even inconvenienced in creating these treatments. According to Dr. Jean-Philippe Pin, a senior molecular biologist at CNRS and a lead author of the study, modern science allows researchers to use synthetic libraries based on llama antibodies to produce nanobodies in the lab. So, llamas can stay happily grazing while scientists advance human medicine. But is this the long-awaited cure? That's where the controversy heats up. Some experts argue we're still in the early stages. What works in mice doesn't always translate directly to humans. Plus, schizophrenia is a lifelong disorder, so any treatment would need to work safely over years, not just weeks. And that brings up tough questions. Will these nanobodies be safe for lifetime use? Can they truly become standalone therapies, or are they best as part of a cocktail? Only large-scale human studies will settle the debate. There's another challenge too. Moving from promising lab results to widely available medicine requires significant investment and scaling up production, which means big pharma or well-funded startups will need to get involved. So, the pathway from llamas to your pharmacy shelf is still full of hurdles. Still, the outlook is undeniably exciting. The researchers believe these nanobodies could eventually help treat not just schizophrenia, but a whole range of neurological diseases. Their work demonstrates a convincing proof of concept that brain receptors can be precisely targeted by nanobodies, potentially unlocking an entire new class of treatments. And this is the part most people miss. While the medical headlines trumpet new discoveries, the story behind them, the translation of science into sustainable, accessible medicine, can be just as complex and contentious as the research itself. So what do you think? If a llama-inspired molecule could correct cognitive issues for millions, would you trust it over traditional medicine? Or are you skeptical about jumping from animal-tested breakthroughs to real-world solutions? Dive into the debate. Do you see this as a hopeful leap forward or a scientific gamble? Your perspective could shape the conversation. Llama antibodies, a revolutionary new hope for schizophrenia treatment. Imagine a world where a simple injection could significantly improve the cognitive abilities of individuals living with schizophrenia. This isn't just science fiction. Groundbreaking research is bringing us closer to this reality. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. Scientists are using something as unlikely as llama antibodies to pave the way for new treatments. Schizophrenia, a condition affecting about 1% of the global population, poses significant challenges. While existing medications can alleviate some symptoms, they often fall short when it comes to addressing the cognitive impairments that severely impact daily life for patients. This gap in treatment has driven researchers to seek innovative solutions. At the Institute of Functional Genomics, CNRS, INSERM, Université de Montpellier, a team of scientists has developed a novel approach. They've engineered a tiny molecule called a nanobody, derived from llama antibodies, which can target specific glutamate receptors. These receptors play a crucial role in regulating neural activity, making them a promising target for improving cognitive functions. What makes this discovery particularly exciting is the method of delivery. Instead of trying to administer drugs directly into the brain, which is fraught with challenges, this nanobody can be injected into the bloodstream or muscles. Remarkably, it manages to cross the blood-brain barrier, allowing it to reach the intended receptors in the brain effectively. To test the efficacy of these nanobodies, The researchers conducted experiments on 2 different preclinical models of schizophrenia. The results were encouraging. The cognitive deficits seen in the mouse models showed significant improvement, starting with the first dose, and the benefits lasted for up to a week. This suggests that peripheral administration might offer a viable alternative to traditional brain-targeted therapies. However, before we can celebrate this breakthrough as a definitive cure, further clinical studies are needed. These studies will determine whether the same positive effects observed in animal models can be replicated in human patients. If successful, this approach could open up new avenues for treating not only schizophrenia, but also other neurological disorders. The potential of nanobodies as a therapeutic strategy is immense. They offer a non-invasive way to influence brain function, which could revolutionize how we treat cognitive diseases. And this is the part most people miss. The versatility of nanobodies means they might be adapted to target various neurological issues beyond schizophrenia. But what do you think? Could llama antibodies really change the game for treating schizophrenia? Or do you see potential pitfalls in this approach? Share your thoughts in the comments below. This exciting development invites a lot of discussion and further exploration.